My name's Helen MacKay. I'm a tenant farmer at Lagnilva Farm on the west coast of Mull, and I also run the island's vet practice. My mum and dad moved here when I was 1 year old to take on the tenancy, and well, we've been here ever since. This is home, very much home. The farm is surrounded by a triple SI woodland, which is a mixture of hazel, oak, ash, some elm. I love this wood. I love the farm. I love living here. It's my home. It's a beautiful place, and part and parcel of that, and a big part of that, is the woodland that we're surrounded by. It's very special in terms of how it looks, how it feels when you're in it. It's a little world of its own, and I'd think the farm would be so much the poorer without it. For me, it's not just a special place sort of on its scientific merits, it's also a place that I use for the benefit of the farm. We work within it and around it. The woodlands provide mainly shelter for calving our first time calving heifers. It's a contained environment. It allows them to go and find a sheltered and suitable place for themselves to calve. They can be quite secretive about it. They like to separate themselves from the herd. It's their natural instinct to do that. And this particular part of the wood provides ample opportunity for that, and also allows shelter in almost every kind of weather condition. It's basically a healthier environment than in any shed. It's extensive. It doesn't create a kind of concentration of muck or bugs, and it allows them to live very naturally, and they can follow their own instincts, which is really important, especially for first-time mums. In the early 2000s, SNH commissioned a study into the wood which showed that it was in generally unfavourable condition. So my dad, who was the tenant at the time, he entered into a sort of management agreement with SNH. There was a real pulse of regeneration happen, particularly noticeable in the hazels. And so, although now I believe it's in a more favourable condition generally, there's parts of it I think would almost certainly benefit from a bit more protection than we're able to provide ourselves. We would like to pulse little areas within the wood and get them regenerating on a rolling programme, if at all possible. The woods here are really very valuable to all of the farms who are lucky enough to have them. They're possibly all managed slightly differently, and maybe people have differing priorities, but to a lesser or greater extent, certainly they will be being used, and I'm sure a lot of people would also like to protect them as they go. Financial support for this kind of protection, regeneration type scheme that I would envisage would be good for here, I'm sure other farmers would take advantage of it too, would be massively helpful, because we just don't tend to be a particularly well-off bunch, and it's a pretty marginal occupation that we have, and we would certainly really appreciate some financial assistance. The majority of the forestry schemes that are available, the regen schemes that are available, the new planting schemes that are available, I have found to be really inaccessible financially. I don't have the cash to put into the scheme. To me, they are just a treasure trove, really. They're beautiful. They're beautiful to look at. They're beautiful to be around and in. It would be a tragedy to lose these woodlands. They're just super special. I can't really put it any other way.